Typhoon Vamco is a Category 1 in the Western Pacific Ocean, moving into the South China Sea as we speak. It's at 15.1 degrees north, 119.1 degrees east as of 11 a.m. Philippine Standard Time this November the 12th. The storm currently has winds of 90 miles per hour and a pressure of 975 millibars as it moves westward at 17 miles per hour. It's a stage 6 on the CDPS scale, meaning that potentially devastating damage is possible for the areas around this storm. This rating is for Vietnam, with wind speed being significant, storm size being significant, almost bleeding into the major category, rainfall potential being major, could even get higher with time here, and the overall threat to land is also significant from this particular system. A stage 6 on the CDPS scale again means devastating damage is possible for those areas that will be impacted by this storm later on. This was a stage 7 as it moved through the Philippines and has now been upgraded from a stage 4 earlier today to a stage 6 for Vietnam. Well, here it is. You can see the wind field there, 300 miles in particular on the northwestern quadrant of the storm. So this is a very large storm when it comes to its wind field in particular. You can see again the storm has winds of 90 miles per hour, pressure of 975 millibars, and you can see there's still some tropical storm force winds are impacting the Philippines at this time. So those will be moving out soon, but still some tropical storm force winds are influencing the Philippines. That can be seen relatively clearly here, where we do have those watches and warnings in effect. You can see clearly signal 3 warnings remain in effect regarding this storm. Quezon City, the storm is 130 miles away from it, from Quang Ninh, 674 miles away. These are all locations in Vietnam from this point forward. Toi Ha, we're about 680 miles away from Quang Ninh, or 688 miles away from, and Da Nang, we're about 735 miles away from that. Well, how's our intensity estimate looking? Well, you can see here on infrared that satellite appearance is slowly beginning to degrade, but again, we have 90 miles per hour in agreement with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and RAM multi-platform analysis. NOAA's multi-platform analysis has it at 85 miles per hour, the AMSU at 100 miles per hour, and the rest of our satellite-based estimates being borderline Category 2 to Category 3. Well, here's our cone of uncertainty on the storm that came out just an hour ago, forecasted by yours truly. You can see a 80 mile per hour landfall is now expected for Vietnam. And again, we do have some significant threats that could be occurring there. Storm's expected to re-intensify a little bit. This forecast could be conservative given the significant uptrend in dynamical model guidance recently. Well, here is our key messages graphic, and you can see their moderate impacts are expected for Vietnam. This is a life-threatening situation, as this is a stage 6 on the CDPS scale. Significant additional rainfall in the Philippines, up to 350 millimeters are possible. Worst conditions have passed. If you're in Vietnam, Vamco has been upgraded to a stage 6 on CDPS. Winds over 130 kilometers per hour are possible with the storm. Significant storm surge is likely to impact Vietnam as well, and rainfall over 640 to 650 millimeters is likely in isolated spots in Vietnam. Well, here is our rainfall graphic, courtesy of the HWRF, and you can see there's 16-inch plus points, that's over 450 millimeters, being depicted there in some spots of Vietnam. This is a little outdated, and as you can see, if you're in the Philippines, these numbers are no longer accurate for you as the storm is moving away from the Philippines. Here are sea surface temperatures as of 18 UTC, and you can see here rather clearly that the storm is moving into cooler sea surface temperatures, which won't be as favorable for strengthening. We're definitely not going to be seeing significant strengthening from this point forward, but still some gradual strengthening for the next couple of days is possible. Chances of tropical storm conditions off the coast of Vietnam right now, up to 40 to 50%. You can see over the Philippines there, this graphic slightly outdated, but still some areas in that 90 to 100% area. Chances of typhoon conditions for Vietnam, just touching the 5 to 10% chance area. I expect these will go up over the next few days as this typhoon does traverse across the South China Sea. Here's intensity guidance, generally showing a downtick in intensity with time here, but you can see there a little bit of a re-strengthening after the storm moves off the Philippines on intensity guidance. It has re-emerged stronger than it was supposed to. Wind shear is expected to remain low, and sea surface temperatures should be good for the storm, as well as mid-level relative humidity, hence why we are expecting a little bit of strengthening over the next couple of days. Track forecast does take this into Vietnam and is significantly south of the official forecast, so we could expect to see a shift there as well. Here's the infrared satellite imagery of this storm, and you can see the structure is really starting to degrade there in the latest frames, but still the storm is held at 90 miles per hour. That could certainly go down with time. We'll probably have more updates for you tomorrow morning. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. More updates on this storm will be coming out with time.